What time is it, Frank?
Oh shit.
What is it? What time it is?
It's Mario time, baby.
Oh.
That's it.
Hey man, where are you going?
Well, today it's gonna be the Universal's Fan Fest nights. That's right.
Yeah.
All the geeky, nerdy pop culture, that's me. I'll be right there. I'm gonna be doing my best to record. If I'm lucky, we'll get the 360 cam so you can be like, whoa.
Yeah, the Weeb night.
Was that Scooby-Doo?
Heck
So-
yeah, Scooby-Doo in anime.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For those who don't know, it's looking a little bit more cloudier, so maybe that will be good news or bad news, depending on the content, and we'll hopefully have fun with that.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that, and looking forward to editing.
Ooh. Anyways, what episode is this? Episode 5 of Fire Force.
Kind of an important number. I don't know if you know things about numbers, but I only got one of these.
Damn.
So, and that's gonna happen later in this episode. So get that one ready, you know.
So yeah, man.
Yep.
We're still trying to save Obi here for 5 weeks in a row for Fire Force.
It's honestly
Yeah.
kind of impressive if it wasn't Namek 2.0. But hey,
So we open up this. Anyways, yeah, we're here with Obi. We open up the episode with. If I remember right, he was about to get infected.
okay.
Yeah, and so they put that little critter on his stomach. It crawls in and like.
We're
there's-
like, no, it's over. We saw the thing
Yeah.
go inside the skin,
Yeah,
right?
I remember like yeah, like it just went in,
I was like, what? This is over. It's over.
and then out of the fucking nowhere where Captain Obi is suffering, it becomes the Arnold Classic.
Arnold Classic,
yeah, like
yeah.
the bodybuilding show.
What was it? Flexing Dreams? What was it?
Yeah, he starts flexing. He busts the. Okay, like you're gonna see what I'm trying to say here.
Okay.
This show reminds me a lot of Full Metal Alchemist in a weird way.
Yes.
The Central Command fight, and this fool now like reminds me of Alex Louis Armstrong when
Alex Louis Armstrong.
when he would like flex and his clothes would rip
Yeah.
off. That's
This-
basically what he
the
did.
Secret technique of the Armstrong family. Yes, you're right, and maybe, just maybe, because Soul Eater and Full Metal were so close to each other.
Yeah, during the same time.
Maybe Fire Force was kind of like the response to that, right? If you kind of want to put it that way. Obviously, it's not the same because it's like it's not two brothers, it's a whole squad of family.
Yeah, just the themes are similar.
Yeah.
like you know,
For sure.
It feels a little Full Metal Alchemist, but yeah, like
The Full Metal arc. We're getting to
Yeah.
the big piece. Okay.
we're getting to the final season when they go Central Command and all that, and they
Yeah.
discover the truth.
Well, I guess you're right because at the end of the day, the first two seasons were that world building, and now we're going like against everybody who has been like like
Yeah.
the big dogs, and even new people who we didn't even know about. But interesting times.
But now we got these
Mosquitos.
little fly things trying
Whoa.
to infect them to become an inferno.
Little bed bugs right there, man.
And the squad is all like, "Oh, dude, if he gets it like really hyped about it, he's not gonna stop flexing, and he's gonna
Oh.
prevent the bugs from, I guess, penetrating his skin."
Well, that's the big one because
Yeah.
we're there, we're looking, we saw the bug go inside last week, and they're like, all right, what's gonna happen? And he wants full Bernard, like you said.
Yeah.
Like he goes, it kind of makes sense because again, they're calling back to the last season where they were posing for the calendar.
Yeah,
And so it makes sense that he knows all these poses. They
Yeah.
do know how to do what was that documentary called? Like powerlifting weights or what is it?
oh
Lifting dreams or
the pumping iron. or
pumping
something.
iron.
Yeah,
Go
something
check
like
that out. Go check that out. It's Arnold
He's
Schwarzenegger's.
doing all the Arnold poses like that, and like the double bicep back shot and shit.
Well,
that shit's funny.
Well, I'll never forget like the scene when they're with the ballerina.
Oh, yeah,
And like
yeah.
the ballerina is teaching them how to like flex, but in a graceful way. So that's kind of what you're seeing here with this guy. Again, last episode we had Tamaki kind of do that weird ass stuff.
Yeah,
And-
that little butt thing.
Maybe this is the character doing like
For
being
the
like,
ladies.
Here you go, ladies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Which,
we last episode we did the dudes, now we do the lady.
when we talk about
Yeah.
equality, that's the shit I want to see.
Yeah, so this was flexing. Burns is just like, how long can he do it? Not that long. And they throw more bugs at him.
He's so-
And so he's still flexing, right?
So strong that he breaks his iron shackles. By the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's pretty jacked. And like the whole premise of this is that like his muscles are so he's pumped at the
Yes,
moment.
right.
And like the bugs can't bite through the skin because
Through
of
the-
like how pumped
Pump
he is.
his muscles are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
he's literally flexing away the bugs from his skin, which
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
I'll give it credit.
I'm gonna jump like almost towards the end, but we're gonna jump it back. It's just something because it's about like the flexing and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed when like the building they were on was caving in because of Shinra. You still see like in the background that fool like posing.
Just posing,
like,
yeah.
It's so
He
it's so
can't
funny.
stop,
Yeah,
yeah.
he can't stop.
Which is it was a cool moment because like even like the team, like you said, is supporting him. It was like, oh, you look so swole, bro.
Yeah.
And he's like, so it makes sense. They're doing his helpfulness, but it just kind of felt off.
Yeah, it's just random.
Because again, the whole I'm on Burns' side. Real time.
He's all like, you guys are fucking
He's
stupid.
kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
No, but like the whole shtick is that I believe he's trying to get the homie to like level up and be better, and then we have this moment of him going like, I'm gonna be a hero, and then Burns is like, all right, let's turn it up a notch. Like I'm not even taking this seriously. Like actually putting a bug on him was gonna be like a moment of like, ah, shit, he missed that opportunity, or like he's gonna grow from this, but. He just started flexing, and everything was okay.
Starts flexing.
Everything was okay. So I mean, it's kind of that trade-off. I obviously don't want Obi to like die or whatever, but I wanted something more serious from this.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Like it's just like it's like this show has this thing where like it gets really serious and then it goes off like right at the peak. Like from what I feel,
it's weird.
Yeah,
but I have to assume they're doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
Because unless there's like AI out there that's like, I got it, we'll switch scenes now. It doesn't really make sense to like write this story like this, but okay.
It is what it is. But we're back to the main beef of the main slice of the cake or whatever you want to call it, man.
Slice and dice.
Yeah. So it's Arthur, and then the dragon shows up.
A destroyer dragon.
Yeah, the destroyer dragon. Ooh. Now, before we get into this little part, I want to ask you, he's not really a dragon, right? He's like from what I understood is that like, yeah, he might look like a dragon and act like a dragon, but he's technically just using the infernal stuff.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
He is.
Yeah, so he's not like technically quote unquote a dragon. I think he just uses the infernal things and then he pretends to be a dragon. I feels like it. I don't know.
Right.
But I could have missed something.
It's still impressive because even the lieutenant like goes like, oh no, not even lieutenant, the tactician goes like, wait a minute, he's slowly becoming an inferno.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, he can control his like transformations.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, we've never seen this before. What the fuck is going on?
Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
right?
so that's the impressive part, that like he's technically a dragon.
Yeah.
Because he is a beast that no one has been able to stop, which is his whole shtick. He's like, what's this thing? Like, everything before me turns into dust. Like, there's nothing in my way that prevents me, whatever. Which, all right, if you want to get political about it, I guess. But,
he's cool. I like characters like that. They're cool. But he basically does the same thing like the Lean Greed jump from the roof to the floor, and then he cracks the whole floor. That's his main entrance. And like he busted like that shit from Bloodlad too, where he jumps off the roof and he's like, and just lands like that. I don't know. It's like superhero entrances, you know, or villain. Yeah, super villain.
Superhero land. And the supervillain's like, whoa, how'd I get here?
So
I'm just here for the plot.
That fool like lands in, and Arthur, he's all like, oh, finally a dragon, right?
It was pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he like decks him a little bit. Like he slashes him, he like jumps around, he attacks with whatever, like, you know, with his lightsaber.
It's interesting because already in this moment you have like a little scene how it was cool because they did it in an interesting way. This is what I hate about Fire Force. They're so smart, but they're so annoying because they fucking throw out the window.
It's just like random.
So in the beginning of this fight, you see Arthur and his sword, like his plasma sword, is like super short.
Oh yeah, like it shrinks. Yeah.
So that already tells the audience who doesn't know that, like, yes, it depends on his emotional stats.
Yeah.
So when he goes like, all right, let's do this. Oh man, dude, when he's like, Excalibur, if you do this, I will give you a name. I was like, oh my god, it's Excalibur. And when he's like, so when he says Dragon Slayer sword,
Yeah.
it changes the form of the sword. I don't think we've seen that form before.
No, he calls it like, you're right. He
Dragon
calls it
Slayer.
like Dragon Slayer Excalibur. Or
Excalibur,
something
yeah,
like that.
something like that. Dragon
Yeah.
Slayer Excalibur.
And he's actually like scared, like
Yes.
from what I see, because like he trembles, he shakes.
Yep.
And they even they make an emphasis for you to notice it.
Yeah.
So
That's why the sword's so short in the beginning.
Yeah, but this is like that could be a joke right there.
Why stop at the girl farting freaking
Yeah.
purple or pink? Why stop at the guy flexing his abs? You know
yeah,
why?
the sword couldn't get it up. Yeah, but yeah, so
He's
like
a grower, not a show. Anyways.
he's all like he's shaking, right? And
Yeah.
like this is the one thing I like about like you say, like Fire Force can be really smart
Yeah.
and like really stupid at the same time.
They are very smart. They just choose to be stupid,
Yeah.
and that's what hurts me.
And the thing that I like about it is that Arthur's main strength is that he has like fantasy power.
Yes.
So if he can fantasize that he's strong, like he'll become strong. Like I
Yes.
guess his power doesn't have limits besides his mind, you know?
Mind, yeah. His
Yeah.
Chunibyo is his strongest weapon,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah, he's basically like Black Star, you know, where he says he'll do it and then he pictures it and then later he'll do it once he gets beat up, you know?
That definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
He would be the Black Star counterpart of this universe, right? But it's also really cool because you see from the beginning Arthur has been like, oh, I've always wanted to take down the dragon.
Yeah. and
So
now
that's
it's time.
his big opportunity, and obviously, yeah, he's shaking, he's nervous about it. But I was about to call you your A name,
Well,
Sunnyset.
Yeah.
What makes a knight?
Oh, damn! I know you, Alpha. I already forgot. No, you go take it.
Courage.
Courage. There you
How
go.
do we
yeah,
get
yeah.
courage? By moving forward in the face of despair.
Yeah.
That is
Oh
courage.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So my man, the king of knights, oof, he's out there.
Yeah.
No, he's pretty cool. I was so close, or like I was super like, I guess they're building up to it because again, it sucks that we know the end game of all this. So I'm already looking forward to it. But when he like when he shouts Excalibur, I was kind of expecting something to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, oh.
Like something's gonna happen.
Maybe Fate Stay Night messed me up already.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Saber.
Yeah, but so we see like his sword transform, and then he finally gets a dent in him, right? And that's what we were talking about earlier, that like his scales are like that infernal stuff,
Right.
like the body armor or whatever.
It's crazy because originally, like as he's slashing him, like you were saying, he's
Yeah.
going for it, but he starts like blooding out, or he starts bleeding out.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It could be like a wind move attack or whatever, but like it makes sense because as he's slashing him, those scales that he's popping up are just like reflecting back at him.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that I don't even want to put the math on that one, but imagine just punching something in order for the thingy to come back at you.
Yeah, so it's deflecting at him.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is bad, and like we could see that this dragon dude, like just one little spit of like his fire breath, like was able to fucking knock out half the team or some shit like that.
Even before that, without the fire,
Yeah.
just the wind pressure
Yeah,
was
the
enough to
wind
like.
pressure.
They did the whole kill thing when they were like, whoa!
Oh yeah, or the characters,
So like, whoa, we saw that last week.
Yeah.
And then his second time around, he actually shoots fire with it.
Yeah.
Which is a step up. But Arthur is pretty cool. What
Yeah.
does he do?
And it's funny because he gets launched too, and he cuts like the side of the building so he can soft land
Very
and
cool.
then jump down.
Some very good
Yeah.
animation. And yeah, in this whole fight, we had that bit of Sakuga, which was a very good animation between Arthur and Dragon. Something was cool with the dragon. I didn't know he could do this. Like the dragon throws a fire at him, and Arthur's like in the way, but he's able to make like a like a cape
like a
out
cape,
of his
yeah.
flames,
Like his
or his
night
little
cape?
his little plasma cape,
Yeah.
which is new, I think.
Yeah.
Which is new. So we're getting level ups and with all these characters. Who would have known?
Yeah, it's part of Arthur's like imagination, like his hysterical strength or whatever they call
Yeah.
it, like where he'll just like adapt to the situation, which is really cool. And like very overpowered, but it's
Very
that's
overpowered.
probably why they make Arthur dumb on purpose, because
Yeah.
he'll one shot this whole universe if he's
actually-
able to like rationalize his energy
If
and
he
his
actually
power.
cared, yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
which is kind of neat. And then we see him take the dragon. He takes a different form. He goes like full like where he transforms into like the dragon stuff.
Yeah,
Dragon tails.
Dragon. That's a good callback.
Yeah.
Hey, you know that they're being mean to PPS right now.
I know. Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool because again, this guy is transforming into like a little monster thing in Inferno. The dudes are freaking out. It's like, yo, this can't be happening.
We've never seen that. That's what you said.
What is the science?
Yeah, and, he starts freaking out.
And that's when the backhand comes in. Arthur goes like, I got this. Big sword. Or like, what? Oh, that's when he says Excalibur. He goes like, Excalibur. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is it. I thought the sword was going to transform or something. But nope.
It just gets wider, if I remember.
It just gets wider.
Yeah, it gets wider, and that's when he like goes like, if you kill this dragon, I'll bestow you like the Dragon Slayer or something.
So bad.
And then he fucking charges in.
Yeah.
And I'm not really too sure about it, but like
the dust.
Yeah. Like I don't know if the dragon like he hits him and it breaks, or if the dragon breaks it. That's the one thing I don't remember.
The first one, he thought he pulled it off, so like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But like the dust settles, and you see the guy just freaking backhand him.
He backhands
so hard that he goes flying to the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when he does a little. That was cool.
You like the little zigzag thing, and then just like landing on the building and then landing on.
Because he does a backflip and he does a slash and he lands on the building and then the whole thing falls over and he's like, I got this.
Yeah.
So it was a really cool, because again, he's like smart, right? He can do these things. It's just he doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have the motivation.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a knight or thing.
If you remember though, that attack that he hit Arthur, the first attack, it was so strong that it was able to slice the building that was covering Obi and Shinra fighting.
Yes.
Because you see half of it fall off.
Right.
And then that's when Arthur goes like, and he just like falls on the floor and shit. So he gets hit pretty hard, like, you know?
Surprisingly enough, yeah. Like, because again, this guy's supposed to be super strong.
Yeah.
But Arthur's still taking it like
he's like taking the hits,
Pretty well.
Yeah, and they're all supposed to be human, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know.
That guy's not human. Yeah. Well, I mean,
at this point, it's just like they're technically human, but they're not like
they're modified.
Yeah, they're really modified.
They figured out the whole how to change your crisps and your seeds.
I still feel like Sakamoto and Arthur could probably solo everybody in this.
Arthur? Arthur.
Yeah, because no, I'm talking about like the dude too from Sakamoto days. Like he's basically One Punch Man. Like he'll like KO everybody. But yeah, like
you're talking about the Arthur meme. No. He's like, not my PBS.
no, not that one. Yeah, but so we finally get the I guess like the final slash where he blesses his sword and then he goes for it.
Yes.
And does the dragon hit his arm? Because I saw him bleed.
Yeah.
I don't remember I'm not too sure about this, but like he breaks Arthur's Excalibur. Like the whole, like even the handle.
Snaps. Oh yeah, correct. Oh yeah, and then the impact goes up his arm.
Yeah.
And it like breaks his shoulder.
And since Excalibur broke, like that's like basically like his mental state is down. So that's it for him basically.
Yeah, he's out of the fight.
Yeah, he's out of the fight, and the ricochet of the attack goes all the way through his arm, and it makes it bleed. So he has his right hand damaged.
I think if you really want to imagine it, his hand took all that kinetic energy from the smack, and it basically like popped it off.
Yeah,
it was like too much force. So
So we get the Night King out.
Also, he's bulletproof. I forgot to mention that Lieutenant has been shooting at the guy the whole time with Arthur's slashes.
Attacks,
So a bullet combined with the slashes have not been enough to like penetrate through the armor.
You're right. Yeah, because he's pretty OP.
Yeah.
He's like the Obi where like he's like all his buffness like acts like a shield.
Is literally the upgraded version of Obi, because if his skin is like the whole thing saving him, then his the other guy's armor is like more OP.
Yeah. So that concludes the first, I guess, like fight.
It's good Sakuga.
Yeah, pretty good scene, animation and everything. I'm very curious how like another animation studio would have handled that, because this show, like from what I noticed, is that like you were saying, like where he goes like, oh damn, we've never seen this before, like the scientist guy, right?
And this happened twice already.
Yeah. So usually those scenes, like for example, like how I told you, I rewatched like Gurren Lagann. where that scene specifically reminded me when like remember the scientist guy from Gurren Lagann like called Liron?
Liron, okay.
Yeah, and he sees for the first time like a gunman that's the size of freaking Mount Everest or whatever.
Okay.
And like he goes like, oh, like I've never seen such a huge gunman, but like the music and his facial reaction are so emphasized, right?
Yeah.
And in this one, it's the same thing because they've never seen something so extreme.
Yeah.
But like it's just kind of like the camera's panning at you and like it has like the same orchestra music and like you're like, oh damn, look at that, and that was it. But it's supposed to imply the same feeling because they've never seen that. I don't know. It's just something that I noticed.
You mean like emphasizing like the reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because Gainax and Gurren Lagann had that moment of like, if he's the mechanic guy, then he's like, oh my god,
yeah, he's never seen that, right?
And, yeah.
And this guy's the science guy.
Yeah.
So
because he's scared.
That. Yeah, because he's scared.
he's not happy about it.
Yeah.
He's scared about it.
No, like that scene, like the scientist guy is also scared in Gurren Lagann.
Oh really? Oh, because they're fighting against that big thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
but like the thing is that the show doesn't pause for the character to take it in. It just kind of tells you, but then it goes back to like the fight. And I think it's because like they're speeding through this like a little bit. It feels a little fast, even though we've been on this shit for 5 weeks.
I was gonna say because I feel like the manga would have that paced a lot better, or like give them more time to describe it or whatever. But then you're right, that does feel rushed. But then I go like, what are we rushing? We've been here for 6 episodes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's interesting, really. And then I think. Do they keep on playing like recaps at the beginning of the episode?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they recap you on stuff. And now for like again for the 5th week, we're gonna do Shinra versus Burns, dude. For the 5th week.
He's almost there. He's almost there. Okay. Yeah.
He's on stage 3 now, baby.
He's getting there, yeah.
And we thought last week he went to stage 3 because he had a different aura.
He had an aura on him, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just a pre-stage.
Yeah, that was a pre-stage to 3. Yeah, and so we get back to Obi flexing. He's doing the Arnold poses, and Joker's like, Dark Hero time shit, man. Because and then like here, I'm gonna simplify this. Burns is like, so what gives you the right to do all this? And he's like, I'm a dark hero for a reason.
Oh, right.
For the people.
He's like, have you, or like, has any of your dark hero work helped the universe? He's like, I'm not the hero. He's the hero. And Shinra freaking like smacks him straight to the ground.
Oh yeah, right? He crushes him. He's
a couple of floors, yeah.
He spends a good amount of time going up, but like, yeah, like Shinra, Burns is like, are you a dark hero? Nah, dog, that's him. And then he gets crushed through the wall. No, through the roof. And then that's when he turns into stage 3.
Stage 3.
Yeah, and he's all like, if you couldn't stop me now for the 5th week.
I'm about to wreck you, Papacito.
I'm about to mess you up.
But it's kind of interesting too, yeah, because their whole conversation between Joker and Burns, it feels very like surface level.
Yeah.
Like they're saying different things, but they're just saying, they mean something more, but they're saying surface level things.
Yeah.
Joker goes like, "Oh, look at you being on like you being so dedicated to the cause. It's kind of a bother." And he's like, "Oh, I have to be this way because has your work done anything?" And he's like, "Oh, that's not my job, baby. It's his job." And yeah. So it's like a cool, even if Burns is like still faking it for the bad guys, Joker and him are able to communicate on that level. And I think I know why. I don't necessarily want to spoil it, but the spoiler I think is in the opening.
Yeah.
You'll see a younger version of Joker, and that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
But that is their thing.
I always
Dragon Man.
The opening and the endings, dude.
Dragon Man is a doppelganger. So the whole shtick is that the doppelgangers are when people turn into the Infernals.
Yeah.
But if that guy is an Infernal and the girl the cool.
Yeah, the
princess
nun,
girl?
The other girl.
Yeah, the princess
nun girl.
Hime girl. She's still researching.
Yeah.
She's like, if these people become Infernals and these Infernals want to become the Doppelbangers, what is that connection and what are we missing? Which is
the big question.
Yeah, the big question.
Yeah, and that's what I like. I kind of go back because that's all that really happens in this episode, right? So I kind of want to take a moment to like just tell you that like this shit has a lot of parallels to Full Metal Alchemist with like the doppelgangers. Is the same thing when they were going, the homunculus, and like how a team was going to attack while like somebody else was discovering the truth. It has a lot. I feel like you said before, because Soul Eater and Full Metal came out like roughly around the same time.
Inspiration.
That like the writer was just like, oh, like I really enjoy that.
Yeah,
like I want to make that.
Inspired, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, inspired. So everything, all the themes and everything, they feel like I've seen them before, just with like a different take on it, I guess.
With the short blonde kid and a tall metallic suit of armor.
Yeah, and then also again, this is not a spoiler because it's in the poster for Fire Force Season 3. When Shinra's looking at the sky, you see like this being with one eye looking down at him. Same thing, Full Metal Alchemist, when they open the gate, you see the one eye and stuff. So I feel like they did take inspiration from that. Like the writer, it could be. I mean, like, you know, it's like, you know, like
I mean, at this point, they've created their universe. They have their characters. It's fairly engaging.
Yeah.
So they're able to kind of like just have their take on, you know, this world-changing event, right? It's like if the Avengers had to do something cool and people are like, yo, I want to make an Avenger too.
Yeah. So with all that, that was the end of episode 5. We're gonna finally supposedly fight Burns on episode 6.
Stage 3, baby.
Yeah.
It only took us 6 episodes.
I feel like by the time we get to episode 12, it's gonna be stage 3 or something, or 5 or something.
6 if you're doing the math, yeah. But.
So yeah, and I think they're, you know what? I think they are doing this on purpose. They're dragging this fight off because, like I said, I never read the manga, right? But I hate how they're doing this now. Like how it's basically 26 episodes, but it's gonna be split in half because they want to air the other half. Like next year, technically.
Really?
Yeah, like it's so stupid.
But then, like, what is this first? Okay.
So I feel like this whole first season is like rescue Obi arc, and the final fights with Burns. Dude, I really do feel now that I'm thinking about it, that they're gonna end this season with either defeating Burns or finally taking down Burns. And then the main goody stuff, which like involves like Soul Eater, it's probably gonna happen
next season.
No, it's still the same season. It's just a different
next part
core, like they did with like
Demon Slayer.
Sakamoto Days. Like that's how they're gonna split it. Like it's just gonna stop, I think.
But
because that's what they announced. Crunchyroll said that it's gonna be the final season broken up into 2 cores.
So Sony is copying Netflix's style now.
Yeah, so silly.
This is the anime we've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I mean, well, you know, things are gonna change. You know, that's kind of the point of like Sony kind of buying up everything, even like all the music that goes into this show. Like it's kind of not great because they're the ones who have all the say now. But you know, enjoying it, having fun with it, and as long as they don't keep on upchart, damn it.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's not like they didn't even freaking have time. They had like 5-year break between Fire Force and season 2 and 3.
And then David Production still needs to work on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah,
so like, are they gonna take even more time, or do they focus on this instead? It's a bummer.
All right. This is something. Before we wrap this up for real, now
you're getting serious.
I have 2 theories on why they took so long.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure they have the whole anime completed. It's just that like they are broken up into 2 cores for whatever reason, right? So recently, I saw that Panty and Stocking season 2 is coming out like this year.
Yes. And
the reason they took like 10 years is because the property belonged to Gainax. So even though they could work on it, and Gainax I think did want to like hand it over too. Yeah. They couldn't because it had like legal issues. Because they owned it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Spider-Man. If they don't do nothing with it, the rights revert back to
every 10 years or what was that? Like 3 movies every 10 years.
Yeah. So that's what they had, right? Yeah. So I'm assuming if they're doing a remake of Soul Eater, then that's why they took that long 5-year break, and that's why they're extending this season as long as they can. Mm-hmm. They were probably waiting for the rights to Soul Eater to end with Bone Studio.
Bone Studio.
Yeah, because I feel like even though it's been longer than Panty and Stocking, because like Panty and Stocking was like what 10 years ago.
About crazy.
Yeah, and like I think Soul Eater is almost like 15.
15 or 20.
Yeah. So they still. I remember. Bone Studio doing a re-release of Soul Eater and then doing Soul Eater not, so that might have extended the
timeline.
Timeline. So yeah, I think they were just waiting for
Bones did Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
Yeah,
but I'll raise you another one. Movies.
Oh.
They're just gonna compile it and put it into movies.
Oh, that would suck.
Because that's the Sony move.
Yeah.
That is Sony doing all that. But I mean, it would be great if that is all going to funding the project.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this studio needs that. So they're just taking their time. They have the funding.
Yeah.
It's like Sakamoto days on Netflix. They have the funding.
Yeah, especially David. I think David is like their animation is better than like whoever did Sakamoto did like Team.
Oh yeah. TMZ.
Yeah,
TMS.
Anyways, but with all that was episode 5 review.
Cinco.
Make
Good
sure
times.
to subscribe and comment and
hit that like, my dude. Good times.
See you on the next Fire Force episode.